I call it the power of one. And whether, you want to think about it in terms of getting one customer a month, one customer a week, one customer a day. And I believe, what we're putting together here with Upgroup, it's such a simple plan because it's really about giving to get. You give something away, you get something in return. So in this case, you're giving people the ability to get free screening or to get no out-of-pocket cost screening for cancer with CGX or for prescription medications with PGX and a slew of other things that we'll be giving away as well. Just talking in general terms of the platform of Upgroup, giving away coupons, 10% off. You're giving away a coupon, you're getting a commission for somebody buying CBD oil or anything else that may be through metabolic design. You're giving away for Up Financial, you're giving away credit services where people can repair their credit. You're getting something in return. So it's this whole give-get mentality. You're giving to get. So you're giving value to your patients, to your customers, or to agents. So with the power of one, we're going to go ahead and advance to the next slide. The marketing contributions, and that's what we call them, so we don't really call them commissions for CGX and PGX. So the contributions that the labs will reimburse us for creating awareness for this swab. And again, think about all the good we're doing here because we're advancing research for cancer. We're helping people if they have good probability in their family genes of having this mutation of having the cancer gene, where they can make decisions or they can treat cancer at an early stage and have a much better chance of survival. So these programs have been out for a while, but there just really isn't been a lot of awareness. People just don't know about them. And that's one of the great things that we're doing, and the mission behind Carefree is creating this awareness. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our app as we get into this. So as this app comes online, I want you to think about how powerful this is. It's what I believe, or what we talk about. It's like everybody knows about an app called Credit Karma or Credit Sesame. They're apps where basically if you want to know your credit score, it was always like some unknown thing. Your credit score is important, but they never would tell you what it was unless you wanted to go buy a car or buy a home or apply for a credit card. And then they would only send you your credit score if you didn't get approved. So it was like an unknown thing or you could buy your credit report. And then all of a sudden this Credit Karma and Credit Sesame comes out. And now if you ever want to see your credit, you just go on there, and some people check it 3, 4, 5 times a day. And then on Credit Karma, they now show you other financial instruments that are available to you based on your credit. Now there's millions of users that use this free app, and Credit Karma's valuation is somewhere over $4 billion today. And it's like, how is that? Because it's free. Well, there's a lot of people using it. Think about Facebook. Facebook's free to use. But look at the valuation. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, one of the wealthiest people in the world. So there's something to be said about free. So Carefree is a free app for our patients. So it's free. And as we go out and give this free app away and we enroll patients, they're becoming enrolled with Carefree. And what's great is Carefree is going to make patients aware of what's available to them. Free services or no cost out-of-pocket services like CGX, a cancer screening platform, if you qualify, PGX. There'll be other services like medical device reimbursements, foot massages, different types of medications, possibly stem cells. My point is, whatever it is, Carefree is going to be that platform and what we believe it's the Credit Karma. It's the Credit Karma of the medical industry, which is going to be there for information. It's going to be, creating awareness and giving information for you that's available to you as a patient or somebody that's interested in your health. So it's exciting to see that we're pioneering where we're at with this app. The development team has built the first ever driven EHR system that's driven by the patient. So really, really exciting things we're doing here. So let me get into, obviously, the reason why, Kevin wanted me to share this with you. These numbers that are available, these contributions for marketing from these labs are overwhelming. And again, it's about creating awareness, it's data, it's research. So for every CGX swab that you would do in finding a patient that would qualify, and again, all you need to do, it's very simple, is just get patients to sign up for free. And then they'll go through the process, they'll answer the questions, and they'll see if they qualify or not for a CGX screening. Now here's the numbers. If somebody qualifies for a CGX screening, 78% of them qualify for a PGX screening. So it's like a combo. So basically the same swab can qualify for both. So together, it's a $350 contribution for CGX, and it's a $200 contribution for PGX. So combined, that would be $550. For every patient that you find that's qualified, that goes through Carefree, you can receive up to a $550 marketing contribution from the lab, or from Upgroup. So we go to the next slide. So what this shows you here, again, you can think of, if I went out and swabbed one person for the month and my whole goal was just to make an extra $500 a month to make a car payment. Well, all that is go out and find one patient a month that qualifies. And it's just like anything else, it's the law of large numbers. The more patients you enroll into Carefree Now, the more opportunity you have for that one of those patients to qualify for the CGX screening. You don't have to target specific patients, just enroll everybody. Because even if they don't qualify for CGX, they may qualify for something else in the future. And as long as they're a patient that signed up through one of your links, which Kevin's going to share with you how to do that, then that patient's always tied to you. For the lifetime that they participate in anything Carefree would do, that patient is tied to you. That's so powerful. And again, it didn't cost the patient anything. So if your goal is to make an extra $500 a month to pay a car payment, just get one patient a month that qualifies for CGX. You can get one a week. If you got one a week, that would be 4 a month. 4 times $550 would be $2,200. Well, what if you conditioned yourself to say, look, I'm going to get one patient a day on average? Well, that would be 30 patients a month. At the end of 1 month, if you just got one a day that qualified, that's 30 times 550 or $16,500. And I know you're probably looking at this like I did and say, wow, for just going out and getting one swab a day and it doesn't cost anything out of the patient's pocket, I could earn $16,500? Yes. And that's just one of the services and one of the programs that Upgroup offers. Well, what if you did that plan and you followed that plan for the year? And even if it took you 2 hours a day, let's say, to enroll 10, 20, 30 patients a day for free, to get one that qualified. And obviously, the more you do anything, the better you're going to get. So if you're taking 2 hours a day, it was taking you, let's say, 14 hours a week to get one patient a day, 7 days a week. At the end of a year, 365 swabs that you've done personally, that's over $200,000 in marketing contributions paid back to you. Now, think of this for a second, and I want you to look at these numbers. The example I'm sharing with you here is you acquiring one customer, or one patient, I should say, per day personally. Again, you may get all 7 patients in one day and take the next 6 days off. Whatever way you like to work, set a defined goal and go after it. You know, I was talking to Kevin. I said, Kevin, you know, I watched a thing on YouTube on Uber drivers. And you think about how many Uber drivers are driving spare time, part-time, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, in between jobs, whatever it may be, that could be making phone calls. Those Uber drivers, they did a thing, somebody did a test, and I said, look, I'm going to go live one day in the life of an Uber driver. And he worked 10 hours for the day, put gas in his car, maintenance, wear and tear, did his rides. By the time he calculated what he made in rides for the day versus what it costed him in wear and tear and expenses, I think it was somewhere just over $2 an hour that he actually made after expenses. So if you think about how many people you know or you come across that are Uber drivers, that if they just got one swab a day, they could make $550 a day and save themselves all that hassle. So the opportunity is unbelievable. And you see this and say, you may be saying, like I say, you may be an overachiever and say 1 swab a day. Wow, I can get 2 swabs a day. Well, 2 swabs a day, you can double the numbers you see there. What if you got 3 swabs a day? You know, all I can tell you is the great part about Upgroup, it's your business. And you can put together and define whatever goals you want. And as you define your goals, you go after them. And what I like to do is, because nobody has to do this but you. So you look in the mirror and you say, if it's going to be, it's up to me. So you play a little game with yourself and say, look, I'm not going to bed today till I get my one customer, my one patient. Or I'm not going to bed today till I enroll 3 or 10 or 20 free patients on the Carefree Now. Because I know the more patients I enroll, the more opportunity I have for people to swab and qualify. So whatever that is, just play a little mental game with yourself. Have fun with the business. Don't take it too serious, but set a goal and go after it. So looking at these numbers, and again, I like to break it down so simple. That's why I call it the power of one. Just think about it in terms of one. If we go to the next slide, Kevin, I'm going to show you what happens, because naturally, if we do something good, what do we want to do? We want to tell other people about it. If you're doing, something good and you're having fun with it and it's not too difficult, don't you want to tell your friends, your family, your parents, your neighbors, people? When we do something good and we're having fun, we want to tell people about it. So I want to bring my friend in and I want to work with him. When we were kids, you used to talk about it. You want to build a business with your friend, you're going to build an empire. And then what happens, we kind of fall into reality. And, some of us reality, you get stuck in the mundane, 40 hours a week, in and out, wake up at 6, go to lunch, tell me when I can eat, tell me when I can see my kids. And it's like you get stuck in that what we call reality. But when you do something like this, and if you're making great money, what do you want to do? You tell your friends. You can build a business with them, have fun with them, travel with them. So let's say you introduce 2 people to your business in Upgroup. You told your brother about it and you told your neighbor about it. He said, look, you guys can do this too. This is pretty simple what I do. We have a marketing program. We can talk to, you can do word of mouth, and we can help people out by letting them know that this Carefree Now program is available to them. And that's just one of the programs. Well, those 2 people would be on what we call your first floor of your business. And on your first floor, or some people may refer to it as a level, your first floor, you're going to manage those people. So for managing, what I mean by manage, it doesn't mean you're going to be their boss. They're like, hey, go get some swabs today. Nobody wants to be bossed around and told what to do, right? But we're going to collaborate and work together. So here's where in our business, we call it leading by example. If you went out and got 30 swabs last month, or 1 a day, if you could get 1 a day, can you teach somebody else how to get 1 a day? Of course. So if you can do it, you can teach it. So you go out there and do it, and then you can teach me how to do it. And I know I'm learning from experience. So you teach me how to go out and start getting 1 swab a day, and I start doing it. Your representative does the same thing, your agent. So you have 2 agents who get 1 swab a day. Now you're getting 60 swabs on your first floor, that you're managing those individuals. They're making $33,000 between the 2 of them. They're happier than heck, and they're loving you. They're thanking you for introducing them to this. But here's the great thing. You're rewarded. And how are you rewarded? That where you see in purple is a 10% check match. So all the success you help your 2 agents achieve, you're going to receive 10% of their entire commissions. Not their commissions, but a 10% match on their commissions. So you're not taking it from them. I want to make sure we're clear on that, because some people are like, wait, does that come out of my? No, it doesn't come from their commission. It's just a matching bonus, because we want to reward you in Upgroup for assisting those new agents learn how to go out and get people enrolled into Carefree Now, or learn how to go out and get metabolic design, or any part of the business. You're going to receive that 10% check match. This is universal across the entire Upgroup platform. It's a very simple compensation plan. So you may be asking right now, well, am I limited to only tell 2 people about this? Because I certainly know a lot more than 2 people that want to make more money. And if they saw a plan like Upgroup, they would jump all over it. No, there's no limitations. You can sponsor 2 people. You can sponsor nobody. You don't have to enroll anybody if you don't want to. If you want to be selfish and just keep the opportunity yourself, you can certainly do that. Or if you say, look, I can enroll 100 people in this plan, you can do that too. Obviously, the more people that you enroll personally into Upgroup, which by the way also is free to get started, and then they can upgrade to Pro like the people on this call. The more people you enroll into Upgroup, obviously the more 10% check matches. And you may say, well, that means I got to train a lot more people. Yeah, well, if you train those people, and again, they're just doing what you're already doing, Plus, you can also plug them into the calls like this, and we will train them for you. But for you assisting and training them and showing them the ropes, you receive that 10% check match on every single enrollment that you would enroll as an agent. And there's no limitations. So you can go infinitely wide in this business. Is infinity a good word? I love it. It's a great word. So, but let's just say with this example, and let's just say you just enrolled 2. And you're 2 people that you enrolled, and I was one of them. And I said, you know what? I definitely know people that would take advantage of this and love to promote this opportunity. One, because they're being socially responsible. They're creating awareness for cancer research and for drug medications, and they would do well with this. So you had 4 people on your second generation, or second floor, we'll call it, that what you see here. So if you're 2 agents, enrolled 2 agents each and did what you did, you now have 4 agents. Same thing happens on that floor. Everybody goes on and gets 1 swab a day. And then at the third level or third floor, the same thing would happen. And then the 4th level, the same thing would happen. I'm just showing you just a standard kind of duplication. You've probably seen examples like this in the past. And again, it just shows you how exponential growth happens. It'll never happen perfectly. So we're never going to say this happens perfectly like this. There's no limitations. You may mess it up and go out and put 10 people, 10 agents on your front line. I may mess it up and sponsor nobody. Or I may sponsor 1 person who's a superstar and goes out and sponsors 500 people. You never know. But let's just stick to this example. Watch this. And the numbers are already there. But if you look at the total at the bottom, you have a total of 30 agents. Those 30 agents that are part of your team, right, that you manage, those 30 agents go out and do the same thing you've done, and each one of your agents also are helping the agents they sponsor and they enroll to learn how to get 1 swab a day or keep enrolling free members, free patients into Carefree Now. And if everybody just averaged one patient a day that did a swab, 30 times 30 days would be 900 swabs that were done in your team for the month, or your group, your company, whatever you want to reference your business as, your business. That would equate to that purple arrow over to the right, which would be $66,000 in marketing contributions paid to you. And that's just for the month. And that's only 30 agents. Now, when I showed this to Rodney and a couple other people, they were blown away. And I said, Rodney, how many people have you had? You've obviously been a top producer of many companies. He's a top performer. And he says, look, I had over 400,000 agents in one of the companies I was a part of. And I go, 400,000. We're talking 30. So what I want you to know is that anybody on this line can absolutely achieve these numbers. And all you have to do is start with you. Start with you, going out and just, again, sharing the Carefree app and getting new patients to enroll, getting people to enroll as patients in Carefree, and letting them go through the process to see if they qualify. And again, don't get discouraged if they don't qualify. It's okay. There's 60 million Americans that qualify for CGX. Well, that at least qualify with Medicaid. Then it's, who has had cancer history in their family. But then there's also PGX. And that's, again, only 2 of the free programs that are available today through Carefree. By next week, there'll be another 2 to 3 programs that'll be added, and we'll continue to keep adding. And again, as I mentioned, it will be this awareness platform for the medical industry. That year's total, just in that goal, and again, we're only talking about 30 agents on your total team, each getting 1 swab a day, so it's 30 times 365. That's 11,315 swabs. That number looks like a lot, but again, we're breaking it down to 1. Just 1 a day. See, when you break things down, everybody's all heard about, how do you bite it? How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Well, I really don't want to eat an elephant, but the analogy is obviously it's a big elephant. Same thing here. 11,000 may look like a big number, but if you just think about it, 1 swab a day, 30 agents, 1 swab a day, and duplicating that, that's over 11,000 for the year. Your income in this example here, almost $1 million a year. I don't know if I have a mic drop. I want to drop the mic. Kevin, can you drop a mic for me?
I just dropped it, but I was muted. It's crazy because
and there's these gotchas that you need to have 6 lines of this, and you got to wear your helmet sideways and your mouthpiece on, and you're gonna climb in the fire escape and then jump out the back window in order to get your commissions this month. Or you got to spend $15,000 to buy products so you qualify for your commissions.
Yeah. Who here has been through that? Left leg, right leg, side leg, cross leg, down line, up line. And you've got to make sure that the moon is in the right trajectory with the stars. Like,
I mean, all of a sudden you don't have one personal customer and you forfeit your commissions.
Then they go, oh, you're making too much money. And you know what they do when you make too much money? I'm just going to tell you this. If you're making too much money as a rep, here's what they do to you. They cut you. They trump you up on some crazy charges and they cut you because you're a cost to the company. That's what is happening out there. And it's been happening for decades. And now with the internet, right, people are see through that stuff. And they're going, I don't want to operate under those conditions. I don't want to have me right here and I got to get X amount of people on this side. And then I have to go ahead and get a check match over here. And then if Bob comes in, then all this good stuff's going to happen down here, but only if I balance over here. Like, that's what's happening, guys. This is stupid simple. This is stupid simple. The rewards plan here.
Yeah. So you know, with Kevin and Nitesh and Jay, and they basically said, look, you know, from affiliate side, it's typically a 50% commission. So we said, okay, look, let's make this work so we can make it work for direct marketers and for affiliate marketers. And, you know, I kind of coined this phrase called the super agent. You know, and we made it very simple. It's 25 to 50% direct commissions. And that's on any customer that you would bring into any of the verticals that Upgroup offers. And each one, obviously, it's going to be between 25 and 50%. So on our Up Financial, which is our credit repair product right now, we'll be adding other services there. But on the credit repair, that's 40% on any customers you have personally. And the way that the floors work are exactly the same. It's super simple. If you have any agents on your floor one that go out and get a Up Financial credit repair customer, you'll receive a 10% check match of anything they do. It doesn't matter what vertical your agents perform in. You just look at their total commission. So on floor one, if you have 10 agents and their average commission is $1,000 each, that means your agents earn $10,000 in total commissions on floor one. It doesn't matter what vertical it comes from. You get 10% check match on that $10,000 or $1,000 in commissions for your floor one. It works universally on the 4 floors. It just basically totals up all of your agent commissions on your first 4 floors, and you receive a 10% check match